In an unexpected twist, Stephen A. Smith has responded to LeBron James with a statement so direct and uncensored that it's sending shockwaves through the sports community, addressing LeBron's strength or lack thereof, and even going as far as mentioning fatherhood. Smith didn't hold back. And, for the record, where he's from, physical confrontations aren't off the table. While LeBron had already spoken about their courtside spat, Smith didn't just issue a mere reply. He went straight for the jugular, challenging the NBA's biggest star in no uncertain terms. This wasn't just banter, it was an all-out verbal offensive with zero restraint. But here's the kicker, this is only the prelude. What's coming next promises to be even more chaotic, more dramatic, and could completely redefine this rivalry. Get ready, because this saga is far from over, and the next move might just leave everyone stunned. Smith's sharp response. How do you feel about LeBron confronting you after that incident? I saw it as weak. Honestly, it felt weak. ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith has clapped back at LeBron James following their now widely circulated courtside exchange, labeling the basketball legend's decision to challenge him in such a public way as weak. The incident, which occurred during the third quarter of the Lakers' overtime victory against the New York Knicks, quickly went viral on social media. The friction originated from Smith's earlier remarks criticizing James's efforts to advocate for his son, Bronny, to secure an NBA draft spot. Initially, Smith expressed some sympathy for LeBron's emotional response, but his opinion shifted drastically after watching James discuss the matter with his former teammate, now ESPN analyst, Richard Jefferson. What began as an intense courtside spat between an outspoken analyst and a basketball icon has spiraled into a full-blown media frenzy. Now, Smith isn't pulling any punches. This was no ordinary courtside exchange. It was a clash between two powerhouses, each too prominent to retreat. On one side stood Smith, the outspoken giant of sports media, a man who relishes controversy and never shuns the spotlight. Opposite him was LeBron James, the NBA's leading figure and a once-in-a-generation player, who has spent 20 years dominating the sport under relentless public scrutiny. But this wasn't a discussion about basketball itself. It delved into something deeper: family, legacy, and pride. And when those themes surface, the conversation inevitably turns personal. The dispute stemmed from Smith's criticism of LeBron's outspoken efforts to pave the way for Bronny's NBA future. Smith wasn't doubting Bronny's abilities. Rather, he questioned if LeBron's powerful presence was unintentionally placing undue expectations on his son. It's a valid topic to discuss. The offspring of sports icons frequently deal with unrealistic pressures, and Bronny is no different. However, for LeBron, this wasn't mere commentary. It was a personal attack on his child, something no parent could ignore. The exchange itself was swift yet charged with intensity. During the game, with cameras recording and spectators fully engaged, LeBron strode up to Smith on the sidelines. The air was thick with tension. Towering as the basketball legend he is, LeBron leaned in and made his point clear. Smith, known for his boldness in the face of conflict, stayed composed but stood his ground. In that moment, Smith appeared to grasp why LeBron reacted the way he did. He admitted this situation went beyond basketball. It was about a dad standing up for his child. For a brief instant, it appeared there might be a chance for mutual understanding. However, the tone changed dramatically when a video surfaced showing LeBron chatting with Richard Jefferson. In the footage, LeBron framed the incident as his effort to shield his son from undeserved scrutiny. To Smith, though, this interpretation distorted his initial point. His critique wasn't aimed at Bronny personally. It was about the heavy expectations LeBron had put on him. That difference was significant. Smith finally reached his limit while speaking on the Gil's Arena podcast, where he spoke candidly and didn't mince words. I thought it was pathetic. I thought it was nonsense, he said, his tone filled with irritation. For Smith, the problem extended beyond the incident itself. It was about how LeBron later recast the narrative. Smith felt LeBron manipulated his comments, transforming valid criticism into what seemed like a personal attack. That, according to Smith, was the moment LeBron stepped out of bounds. Reflecting on the altercation, Smith recalled exactly what LeBron had said. "Yo, you need to stop trash-talking my son. You need to quit messing with him. That's my son," he repeated passionately. Smith recognized the emotion tied to those words, but countered the accusation that he was targeting Bronny. His critique wasn't aimed at the young athlete personally. Instead, it focused on the immense expectations LeBron was placing upon him. From Smith's perspective, that was a topic worthy of examination. This situation, however, extends beyond just a tense moment between two prominent sports figures. It delves into themes of public perception, the weight of legacy, and the delicate balance between critique and personal attack. LeBron James stands as one of the most heavily analyzed athletes in history. Every action, every statement he makes is scrutinized to no end. And when his family is involved, that level of scrutiny reaches even greater heights. When LeBron had that encounter with Smith, it was about more than just standing up for his son. It was a statement. However, from Smith's perspective, LeBron's approach was all wrong. Smith didn't hesitate to express his viewpoint, asserting that if LeBron had an issue, he should have handled it behind closed doors. His criticism wasn't solely directed at LeBron's actions, but also at the decision to make it so public. In today's world, where every moment can be recorded and magnified, such a confrontation was destined to draw massive attention. To Smith, it seemed like a deliberate move. But let's keep in mind who we're discussing here. LeBron James is far more than a basketball player. He's a worldwide figure. Throughout his career, he's faced immense scrutiny and pressure, consistently managing it with exceptional poise. When it comes to his family, all rules fly out the window. LeBron has consistently shown an unwavering commitment to protecting those closest to him. This quality deeply connects with fans, serving as a testament that, regardless of his fame or massive success, being a father remains his top priority. For Smith, though, this isn't solely about LeBron. It's part of a broader dialogue about parental roles in sports. He has been outspoken about his stance that young athletes, like Bronny, shouldn't be fast-tracked into professional leagues simply because of their recognizable last names. It's a point worth considering, highlighting a larger issue about how society handles young athletes in the limelight. For LeBron, however, this perspective seemed like a critique of his parenting approach, leading to a blurred line between personal and professional boundaries. Yet, the repercussions of Smith's clash with LeBron appear to extend far beyond just an exchange of words. His connections throughout the NBA are now being impacted, and one of the most prominent examples is Draymond Green. According to Smith, Green has completely cut off communication, a decision Smith attributes directly to the ongoing LeBron situation. Green, widely regarded as both a vocal presence in the league and an ally to James, had always enjoyed a strong relationship with Smith. The two shared candid discussions, exchanged raw opinions, and built mutual respect, even when they didn't see eye to eye. However, that dynamic seems to have taken a turn. Addressing the issue on his show, Smith confessed he felt both caught off guard and let down by Green's sudden silence. They had always engaged openly, unafraid to challenge one another. But this time there's just emptiness where dialogue used to exist. For Smith, the lack of communication is more aggravating than any disagreement could ever be. "Maybe I'm naive," he said, "but I thought if you maintain good relations and have open conversations with someone, they'd at least give you a call and address any issues face-to-face before deciding to move on." During the show, Smith revealed that he and James don't really have much of a relationship, which is why he zeroed in on discussing a situation with Green instead. He explained that their interactions have mostly consisted of brief hellos and goodbyes for over 10 years, and both of them are perfectly okay with that dynamic. Sharing his thoughts about James, Smith then pivoted back to addressing the tension between himself and Green. He pointed out that his bond with Green, and with quite a few others, wasn't like that. In fact, one of the reasons he truly valued their connection was the sense that if there was ever an issue, they'd pick up the phone and address it directly. Smith expressed surprise at how things played out with Green, but ultimately wrapped up his thoughts by saying, "It is what it is." So what happens next? With neither side willing to budge, Smith has made it known that he's standing his ground, while LeBron, known for fiercely defending his family, is unlikely to let things slide. This situation highlights more than just a personal feud. It brings attention to a broader discussion about media attention and the role of parental influence in shaping careers within professional sports. The concept of the Nepo baby. Bronny James has frequently been labeled a Nepo baby, with critics contending that his father's prominence has significantly facilitated his opportunities. As the son of NBA superstar LeBron James, Bronny has faced intense public scrutiny since he first took up basketball. His path has been far from typical, characterized by both immense advantages and unrelenting public pressure. While some claim his journey has been smoothed by his father's legendary status, others argue that Bronny is forging his own path in the fiercely competitive basketball world. The moment he set foot on the court, the presence of his father's legacy was inescapable. Recognized as one of the greatest basketball players ever, LeBron James has dominated the NBA for more than 20 years. His influence reaches far beyond his gameplay, shaping the careers of others and influencing the very business of the league itself. Unsurprisingly, as Bronny began to display his talent, comparisons between father and son were unavoidable. However, with such comparisons came accusations of favoritism, as critics contended that Bronny's opportunities stemmed more from his family name than from his own merit. One particularly prominent example of these claims emerged in 2023 when Bronny was chosen to compete in the prestigious McDonald's All-American Game. This annual competition highlights the nation's finest high school basketball players, and earning a spot on the roster is widely regarded as a significant achievement. Yet, recruiting expert Dino Stragonis expressed reservations, suggesting there was a whiff of nepotism involved that he found harmful to young athletes. Stragonis' remarks ignited a fiery discussion, with some agreeing that Bronny's selection may have been influenced by his father's reputation, while others argued that his skills and dedication merited the recognition. The controversy reignited in 2024 when the Los Angeles Lakers selected Bronny during the second round of the NBA draft. This move was monumental, as it paved the way for Bronny to join his father, LeBron, on the court, creating the first-ever father-son duo to play together in NBA history. While many celebrated this as a touching and historic moment, critics were quick to voice their disapproval. Skeptics pointed to Bronny's relatively underwhelming stint with the University of Southern California, USC, questioning whether he was adequately prepared for the demands of the professional league. Some suggested that the Lakers' decision was driven more by LeBron's long-standing aspiration to share the court with his son than by Bronny's actual basketball ability. Stirring up further controversy, ESPN analyst Bob Myers disclosed that Bronny's agent, Rich Paul, had allegedly warned teams against drafting the young player. Myers claimed that Paul had threatened Bronny would head overseas if any team other than the Lakers selected him. Right now, Rich Paul is contacting teams, saying, "Do not pick Bronny James." He's making it clear, if you choose him, he's going to Australia, Myers reported. This assertion added more fuel to the ongoing nepotism debate, with critics accusing Bronny's inner circle of using his father's clout to manipulate his career path. Meanwhile, ESPN reporter Adrian Wojnarowski offered a more nuanced take, pointing out that this type of influence isn't unusual in the NBA. From coaching hires to executive decisions, the league has long been molded by personal ties and networking, making Bronny's scenario just one piece of a much larger dynamic. Amid the ongoing controversy, it is crucial to recognize Bronny's accomplishments and the obstacles he has encountered along the way. Growing up as the son of a worldwide superstar comes with its own set of challenges, and Bronny has shouldered the heavy burden of expectation since childhood. Born on October 6, 2004, basketball was intertwined with Bronny's life story from the very beginning. As LeBron James's firstborn, the sport seemed to flow naturally through his veins. Immersed in the basketball world from an early age, Bronny was raised under the glaring spotlight created by his father's iconic career. Although carrying the James name could have been an overwhelming responsibility, Bronny began to forge his own path, showcasing a natural talent for the game. LeBron, keen to provide his son with as normal a childhood as possible, made efforts to keep Bronny out of the public eye. Yet, undeniable talent has a way of surfacing, and by the time Bronny reached middle school, videos of his on-court performances were circulating widely on social media, sparking speculation about his basketball future. In his younger years, Bronny explored several sports, including soccer and basketball, though his father barred him from playing football and ice hockey out of concern for safety. By the time he turned 10, Bronny's skills on the basketball court were already capturing national attention. He was part of several youth basketball teams, such as the Miami City Ballers and the Gulf Coast Blue Chips out of Houston. During middle school, he joined the North Coast Blue Chips, a team that also included rising talent Mikey Williams. While attending Old Trail School in Bath Township, Ohio, he guided his squad to a championship victory in an independent school league tournament. In July 2018, a youth game featuring Bronny took an unexpected turn when a fan wearing a Michael Jordan jersey heckled LeBron, leading to the fan being barred from entry and the game being canceled. The following month, on August 6th, Bronny enrolled at Crossroads School in Santa Monica, California. Despite his enthusiasm, California state rules restricted him from joining the varsity roster since he was still in 8th grade. That didn't deter him, though. On December 3rd, 2018, he made a striking first appearance for Crossroads Middle School, scoring 27 points in a solid 61-48 victory against Culver City Middle School. By April 2019, he was competing at a high level as part of the Strive for Greatness squad in Nike's Elite Youth Basketball League, EYBL. For his freshman year of high school, Bronny transitioned to Sierra Canyon School in Los Angeles. He joined the team alongside his younger brother Bryce and Zaire Wade, the son of NBA great Dwayne Wade. With ESPN committed to broadcasting 15 of their games, the media attention was immense. However, LeBron strictly prohibited Bronny from participating in interviews. On November 21st, 2019, Bronny played his first high school game, contributing 10 points in a dominant 91-44 victory over Montgomery High School. Just a few weeks later, on December 14th, he delivered an outstanding performance, scoring 15 points, including a decisive go-ahead layup that earned him MVP honors in a 59-56 win against St. Vincent St. Mary High School, his father's former team. His top performance of the season occurred on January 15th, 2020, as he racked up a season-best 17 points in a commanding 117-62 triumph over Viewpoint School. By the end of his freshman season, Bronny had played in all 34 games, averaging 4.1 points across 15 minutes per game, contributing to his team's 34-game campaign. In addition, he participated in a preseason matchup with California Basketball Club CBC, a travel squad tied to Sierra Canyon, and scored 9 points. Unfortunately, his season took a turn in February 2021 when he tore his meniscus during a practice session, necessitating surgery. The pandemic had already delayed Sierra Canyon's season, and when Bronny returned on June 11th for the CIF Southern Section Open Division Final, he was still working to get back into peak condition. He scored 7 points in Sierra Canyon's 80-72 defeat to Centennial High School, closing out a season in which the team finished with a 16-2 record. By the conclusion of the season, Bronny posted impressive averages of 14.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.8 steals per game, helping Sierra Canyon achieve a 23-11 record. His standout performances earned him a spot in the esteemed McDonald's All-American game, where he tallied 15 points and matched the event's record for the most three-pointers made. He also took part in the Nike Hoop Summit, contributing 11 points and crucial free throws to secure a 90-84 win. As far back as 2015, college basketball programs had already begun scouting Bronny, prompting LeBron to express concerns about the ethics of recruiting players as young as 10 years old. By the time Bronny entered high school, he was regarded as a high-major NCAA Division I prospect. While his rankings shifted over time, he ultimately finished his high school career as a consensus 4-star recruit. On January 17, 2023, reports surfaced indicating he was narrowing his college choices to Ohio State, Oregon, and USC. Then, on May 6th, Bronny announced his decision, officially committing to USC after considering Ohio State as his runner-up. However, his first year at USC took a distressing turn. During a summer training session, Bronny experienced a cardiac arrest, a life-threatening event that jeopardized not just his basketball career, but his very survival. Following a period of recovery and receiving medical clearance, he made his first appearance in college basketball, embodying the perseverance that has become a hallmark of his story. His time in college was characterized by moments of brilliance intertwined with the challenges of adapting to the increased intensity and physicality of NCAA competition. Although his statistics didn't stand out, Bronny displayed clear potential, especially on defense, where his combination of athleticism and high basketball IQ truly set him apart. His choice to enter the NBA draft after only a single college season drew mixed responses, but it highlighted his self-belief and determination to compete at the sport's highest level. Bronny's path to the NBA has been anything but ordinary, and his story is far from complete. As he prepares to share the court with his father, the attention surrounding him will only intensify, the stakes will be higher, and the accusations of nepotism may shadow him for years to come. However, Bronny has repeatedly shown he can rise above difficulties, fueled by an undeniable love for the game. Will he thrive under the pressure and prove his critics wrong? Or will the sheer weight of expectations hinder his progress? Only time will reveal what the future holds, but one fact stands out. Bronny James is far more than just a Nepo baby. He's a young athlete with big aspirations, a strong drive, and the determination to forge his own path and create a distinctive legacy. That said, not everyone is on board with Bronny's journey to the NBA, particularly Stephen A. Smith. Known for his fiery commentary and passionate diatribes, Smith's opinions have often sparked intense debates. Beyond Bronny and his father, Smith has also stirred controversy with his sharp critiques of other NBA players, frequently inciting reactions from fans, analysts, and even the athletes themselves. His bold, dramatic, and unapologetically candid approach has firmly established him as one of the most divisive figures in sports media. Whether dissecting a player's game, questioning their choices, or delivering one of his trademark verbal tirades, Smith never shies away from stirring the pot. One of his most memorable outbursts occurred in February 2008, following the Los Angeles Lakers acquisition of Pau Gasol, widely regarded as an incredible move for the Lakers. The trade shaped the team's championship run by providing Kobe Bryant with a much-needed partner, paving the way for multiple titles. One of the players traded to the Memphis Grizzlies was Kwame Brown, a former #1 draft pick who failed to meet the high expectations placed on him. Smith delivered one of his harshest critiques, famously labeling Brown as a certified scrub. Kwame Brown is out. Los Angeles, the glamour capital, has no reason to cheer. Go ahead and throw a parade, championship or not. This guy, he's a genuine scrub. He doesn't belong on the court. No offense intended, but I have to be honest. This man simply isn't capable of playing basketball at a professional level. Smith's scathing remarks became a pivotal moment in sports media as he passionately outlined Brown's flaws, from his inability to handle the ball to his underwhelming performance. The term stuck, and even now, when fans recall Kwame Brown, Smith's searing critique is often the first association. However, Brown wasn't the only target who faced the sharp edge of Smith's commentary. Back in 2015, Smith found himself clashing with Kevin Durant over a controversial report. The issue arose when Durant outright dismissed Smith's claim that he was contemplating departing the Oklahoma City Thunder during free agency. Durant accused Smith of fabricating the story, insisting neither he nor his team had ever spoken with him. This accusation did not sit well with Smith, prompting him to issue a passionate on-air response. "I have nothing but love and respect for these guys and their significance to my community," he began. "But let me be clear, I'm looking straight into the camera as I say this. You don't want to make an enemy out of me. I'll say it again, you do not want to make an enemy out of me." When Durant made the decision to leave OKC in 2016 to join the Golden State Warriors, Smith did not hold back, intensifying his criticism and labeling it the weakest move I've ever seen from superstar. Reflecting on Durant's decision, Smith stated, "Kevin Durant joining Golden State? To me, it's the weakest move I've ever witnessed from a superstar. Straightforward as that may be, that's the perspective I take." His comments struck a chord with those who believed Durant opted for the path of least resistance by joining a 73-win squad that had just ousted his own Thunder team during the playoffs. The tension between Smith and Durant lingered for years, with both taking shots at each other through the media. Durant never shied away from confrontations, often dismissing Smith's opinions, while Smith persistently critiqued the star player at every opportunity. Smith's fiery reactions weren't limited to trades or free agency moves either. He memorably erupted in outrage over the New York Knicks' decision in the 2015 draft to select Kristaps Porzingis. Desperate for a transformative talent, the Knicks used their 4th overall pick on a largely unfamiliar prospect from Latvia. Smith, mirroring the frustration of many Knicks fans, did not hide his displeasure. His outburst became the stuff of legend, not only for its passion, but also because of the now famous phrase it produced. "We've been duped, misled, led astray, thrown off course, and outright lied to." New York Knicks fans gathered at the Barclays Center, voicing their frustration because we knew we had been duped, misled, led astray, thrown off course, and outright lied to by Phil Jackson and the New York Knicks organization. Back then, Stephen A. Smith, alongside many Knicks faithful, strongly believed that the team had botched yet another draft pick. But as Kristaps Porzingis grew into an all-star talent, Smith later acknowledged that his initial outrage may have been unwarranted. Nevertheless, his animated reaction remains one of the most iconic moments in draft night history, showcasing his knack for turning a Knicks mistake into unforgettable entertainment. Beyond analyzing players and dissecting trades, Smith has sparked heated debates with his commentary on cultural and societal topics. In 2018, he faced backlash over remarks about J.R. Smith's wardrobe during a Cleveland Cavaliers game. While sitting on the bench, J.R. Smith was seen wearing a hoodie, which prompted Stephen A. Smith to draw an unexpected and highly controversial parallel to the 2012 shooting of Trayvon Martin. He argued that, given the tense racial dynamics in the U.S., an NBA player donning a hoodie could lead some white fans to perceive it in a certain way. His remarks sparked swift criticism, with many perceiving them as an unnecessary exaggeration and an unwarranted attack on J.R. Smith, who was simply wearing warm-up attire like countless athletes before him. J.R. Smith himself expressed both confusion and disappointment, questioning the connection being drawn between his outfit and a weighty social issue. Despite the controversies that often surround him, Stephen A. Smith remains a dominant figure in the realm of sports media. His passionate arguments, intense debates, and candid style have earned him both admiration and disdain in equal measure. While critics may label his approach as overly theatrical or excessively confrontational, there is no disputing his influence. Whether he's sparring with top athletes, criticizing the Knicks, or fervently defending his viewpoints, Smith has perfected the craft of keeping audiences captivated. Whether people adore him or find him insufferable, he is an undeniable presence in sports commentary. As long as he has access to a microphone, you can count on him to provoke debate and controversy with every opinion he shares. Smith's reach goes far beyond analyzing individual players and teams. He has redefined the way discussions about sports play out in mainstream media. With his energetic, fast-paced style, he has inspired a generation of up-and-coming broadcasters and turned ESPN's First Take into essential viewing. Provocation has become a hallmark of his impact. He is more than a commentator. He's a narrator, a provocateur, and, at his core, an entertainer. His opinions resonate deeply, and his influence on sports journalism is indisputable. Whether it's sparring with athletes or launching into fiery tirades, one thing remains clear. Smith will always have an opinion to share, and the sports world will inevitably be paying attention. Which brings us to his recent conflict involving none other than LeBron James. In addressing the criticism over the confrontation in his latest remarks, Smith stood firm. Rather than backing down, he delivered a daring response aimed directly at LeBron, reinforcing his position and making it unmistakably clear that he would not be silenced. At this point, Smith has taken a shot, placing the next move firmly in LeBron's hands. How will he react? Will he choose to address it or simply let it pass? Only time will tell, but one thing is undeniable. This clash between two towering figures is far from over. In the intense arena of sports, where egos collide and the glare of the spotlight never fades, confrontations like this are bound to happen. For fans, it's just another thrilling addition to the ever-evolving saga that makes the sports world so captivating. To dive further into this story, check out the next card on the screen, and we'll catch you next time.